Hey guys, this is Rodolfo Martinez here again with Figure It Out Baseball. Glad to have you outside with me for today's video. Today's video is going to be about how to warm up with bands before you throw. So you can see my band's hooked up to the fence right behind me. This is the Jaeger band, the J band by Alan Jaeger. It's a great product. If you've seen some of my earlier videos, you know that I recommend it and I'm in no way endorsed by the company. But that being said, these exercises can work with any set of bands that you already have. So feel free to use whatever you got. Who is this video for? So in short, everyone. You know, every baseball player out there is going to need to use their arm. And I've noticed a lot of position players get into the mindset of, oh, I don't throw that hard. Oh, I don't throw that often. So I don't need to do my band work. I don't need to take care of my arm. It's really not so. I mean, obviously, this stuff is going to be most important for the pitchers out there that really do throw a lot. But at the end of the day, every baseball player needs to use their arm, and you need to take care of it if you want to have a long career in the sport. Next, where does band work fit into your warm-up routine? So I like to do my band work right before you go out and play catch, but after you do your full dynamic warm-up. So I'm going to cover the dynamic warm-up in a later video to show you how to incorporate your legs and really get into some of these dynamic motions. That's going to really prepare you for getting out there to play, but it's going to fit right in the middle. So I would do the dynamic warm-up first, do your quick band work just to get the arm ready before you go out to play catch, and then go out to play catch to get your arm nice and loose and stretched out. There are a couple of different principles that I follow when making a band work warm-up routine. The first is that I like to start nice and close to the body with my exercises before I progress to the more challenging overhead position. So order of exercises here is important. I like to get nice and warmed up down here before I progress to the challenging stuff that's in that overhead position. The next principle that I follow is that I would prefer to do a lot of different motions, a lot of different exercises, rather than do a lot of sets or a lot of reps. So the reason for this is that you get your muscles warmed up from a number of different angles. You're recruiting a bunch of different muscles and muscle groups before you go out there to play catch. So this ensures that you have a complete warm-up so that you're fully loose before you go out there to throw. A couple of different things before we get started on the actual exercises here. The first thing to note is that all of these exercises are going to be performed just for one set of 10 reps. The reason I do this set rep scheme is that it makes sure that the muscles aren't super tired before we go out there to throw, but we're challenging the body enough to get a little bit of a sweat on. Ideally, by the end of your full warm-up routine, by the time you go out to play catch, you should feel like you've worked a little bit. You should feel a little bit tired. That being said, you shouldn't be gassing yourself completely before you go out there to play catch. The second thing that I want to note here is where you put your band. So if your band hooks onto the fence like mine does here, I'm hooking it close to the post of this fence. The reason for that is that's where the fence is most stable. That's where it's less likely to move. If you go farther away from that post, what's going to happen is as you pull with the bands, it's going to pull the fence along with you, and you're not going to get a ton of stability in that position where you can really feel safe and secure in doing the exercises. So just make sure you're close to that post where the fence is supported. So let's jump into the actual exercises here. Like I said before, all of these are going to be performed for one set of 10 reps. And the first one that I like to do, like I said, starting close to the body, is internal and external rotation just at 0 degrees with your arm tucked to your side. So a lot of you guys have done this before already. I'm a righty, so I'm going to be showing it to you with my right hand. What I like to do for this is take my non-dominant arm and tuck it into my armpit here so my right arm can really clamp down onto that right there. In this position, I want you to think of your elbow as the hinge on a door and your forearm as the actual door. So you want to keep that hinge nice and stable as that door opens and closes. So taking that arm, putting it right in the armpit so I can squeeze against it there, I'm just coming in and out into internal and external rotation. So the next exercise I like to do in my warm-up routine is the A. So I'm just coming out towards each side of my body at a 45-degree angle. You guys will probably remember this from my Blackburns video, so look to that if you want more cues on how to do the A. So the next one is the T, which is also in my Blackburns video. I like to go thumbs up for this one on the warm-up routine. So just coming with the arms straight out to each side of your body that way. The next one here is going to be internal and external rotation. Just instead of down here at 0, we're going up to the 90-degree position. So with my non-dominant arm, I like to keep it just right on my shoulder this way. And the same analogy applies. So your elbow is that hinge on the door. Your forearm is the door actually opening and closing. This prevents you from coming forward or backwards or rotating too much with your body. So just coming up here in this position and then coming internal and external rotation. The next one is the Y, which is also in my Blackburns video. So this is going to be thumbs up as well, just like the T, keeping those arms straight and then just coming back into a Y that way. The next one you're actually going to switch sides for. It'll make more sense when I'm actually doing it with and demonstrating with the J bands. But basically now you're facing away from the fence. With this one, you're just going to do a pec fly. So it's almost like the opposite of the T. The T is you starting in this position and coming back. The pec fly is you starting in this position and coming forward so that your arms are meeting in front of your body. The next one is still facing away from the fence. So for this one, you're going to take both hands. You're going to come into a staggered stance. So one foot is going to be in front of the other. If I'm a righty, I like to get my right foot up in front. I'm going to raise my shoulders up to shoulder height here. And then I'm going to extend my arms overhead that way. So that way you're really working your tricep and really getting that warmed up. Last one I like to do is just your throwing motion. So you're still going to be facing away from the fence. You're still going to do it for 10 reps. Obviously, you're just going to work the one side, but you're just going to come forward with the band just like you would when you're throwing. This way, we're really getting some functional exercise in. We're really priming those muscles to do what they're about to do in a little bit, because playing catch is going to come right after this band work series. So once again, that's me, Rodolfo Martinez, with part 1 of the band warm-up series. Check out part 2 where I demonstrate how it looks when it's all put together.